Observing Chatur Maasya. From the year 1897, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati began following the Chatur Maasya vow, a 4-month period of spiritual discipline. Although this practice is meant for all followers of the Vedic tradition, many Gaudiya Vaishnavas had stopped observing it. This was mainly due to the influence of certain groups, like the Prakritsajiyas, who wrongly claimed that it was only for those following karmakand, ritualistic activities. However, Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur, inspired by Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, who followed Chatur Maasya very strictly, revived this important tradition. He based it on the instructions found in Hari-bhakti-vilas and other scriptures, which teach how to control the senses and live a disciplined life during these months. Although the scriptures allow a relaxed version of this vow, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati followed it with full strictness. Every day, before sunset, he would eat only once, and that too in a very simple way. He would cook the rice himself, add just a little ghee, clarified butter, and eat without salt or spices. He followed a special method called go-gras, where he would eat directly from the ground without using a plate or even his hands. He would sit, lean forward, and eat like a cow, stopping as soon as he got up from that position. During this period, he also stopped shaving and cutting his nails. He slept very little and rested only on the bare floor of his hut, without any bedding, pillow, or even a straw mat. His extreme austerities made him physically weak, and sometimes he even fell seriously ill. However, he never went to a doctor or took any treatment. Eventually, Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur advised him that such extreme self-denial was unnecessary. Following his guru's instructions, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati softened his approach and stopped practicing such severe austerities during Chatur Maasya. Further scholarly activities. In October 1898, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati travelled with his father, Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur, to several holy places including Banaras, Prayag, and Gaya. During this journey, he gathered a lot of information about these sacred sites, which he later included in his famous Anubhashya commentary on the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. While in Banaras, he met a learned Sri Vaishnav Pandit, scholar, who was highly impressed by his deep understanding of the Sri Sampradaya, the lineage of Sri Ramanuj. This showed how knowledgeable he was, even at a young age. In 1899, he became the editor and a key contributor to the spiritual section of Nivedan, also known as Signboard, a new English weekly magazine started by Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur. This magazine covered both religious and social topics and was published from Bhakti Bhavan. By 1900, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati had also written and published a book titled Bange Samajikta, Social Customs in Bengal. This was a well-researched work that explored the different social and spiritual groups in Bengal, their origins, beliefs, and practices. In this book, he carefully analyzed the many religious ideas that were popular at the time, pointed out their flaws, and established the superiority of Lord Chaitanya's philosophy of Achintya-bhedabheda tattva, the doctrine of inconceivable oneness and difference. Initiation. Late in 1898, after nearly 30 years of intense bhajan in Vrajamandal, Srila Gaur Kishor Das Babaji Maharaj arrived in Navdvip Dham to have darshan of Sri Gaur Vishnu Priya at the newly revealed birth site of Lord Chaitanya. Babaji Maharaj was a deeply renounced saint, Bhajananandi, who lived solely for chanting the holy names. He had no interest in material comforts, making no effort to provide even basic shelter for himself. His diet consisted of raw earth, uncooked rice, and other unusual items, and he sometimes wore cloth taken from cremation grounds or went without any clothing at all. He avoided people, rejecting pretenders and scolding those who approached him with insincere motives. For some time, he lived under a simple boat awning, and at one point, he even resided in an abandoned latrine. His only concern was pure devotion. Toward the end of 1898, at Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur's newly built home, Swanand Sukhda Kunj, Sri Siddhanta Saraswati met Babaji Maharaj for the first time. The saint arrived wearing a tiger skin cap and carrying a basket of puja items, gifts from the revered Sri Bhagavan Das Babaji of Kalna. Upon hearing Babaji Maharaj sing a heart-wrenching song expressing Srimati Radharani's feelings, Sri Siddhanta Saraswati was deeply moved. He carefully wrote down the verses and absorbed their meaning in his heart. Later, Babaji Maharaj gifted him the tiger skin cap, the basket, a tilak stamp with the initials HA and KA standing for Hare Krishna, and a few japamalas. Though these items had little material value, they were spiritually priceless, coming from a realized saint. Many so-called spiritual leaders desired to claim Sri Siddhanta Saraswati as their disciple, recognizing his extraordinary intellect and devotion. However, he rejected their insincerity. His father, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, had already given him Harinam and mantras for worshipping Sri Nrisinghadev and Sri Kurumdev. Yet, knowing the importance of further spiritual shelter and guidance for his future mission, Srila Bhaktivinod sent him to Srila Gaur Kishor Das Babaji for initiation. By external appearance, the two were stark opposites. Sri Siddhanta Saraswati was a refined scholar, well-mannered, and highly intelligent, while Babaji Maharaj was known to be rough, even blunt, often refusing potential disciples harshly. He was famous for turning away people, sometimes even beating them with an umbrella to keep insincere seekers at bay. When Sri Siddhanta Saraswati approached him for Diksha, Babaji Maharaj refused, saying, "I once accepted a disciple, but he cheated me. I will not make any more disciples." But Sri Siddhanta Saraswati was determined and asked again. This time, Babaji Maharaj responded, "I will ask Mahaprabhu. If he gives permission, I will initiate you." After some days, when Sri Siddhanta Saraswati returned, he inquired, "What was Mahaprabhu's order?" Babaji Maharaj replied, "I forgot to ask." On the third visit, he was directly refused. "I asked, but I did not receive Mahaprabhu's command." This rejection devastated Sri Siddhanta Saraswati. Heartbroken but resolute, he stood up and declared, "Without your mercy, weeping and weeping, I will no longer sustain my life." His sincerity finally moved Babaji Maharaj. Seeing his genuine desire and unwavering commitment, he relented. He instructed Sri Siddhanta Saraswati to bathe in the Saraswati river, a tributary of the Ganga, and then initiated him in January 1900. Later, reflecting on this moment, Sri Siddhanta Saraswati admitted that his pride as a great scholar had been shattered. While others admired his knowledge and virtues, his guru considered them insignificant. This made him realize how exalted his guru truly was. He later said, "At first, I thought my guru was merely a renunciate with no deep learning. But he shattered my false pride." Although Babaji Maharaj never allowed anyone to touch his feet, he once placed them on Sri Siddhanta Saraswati's head and commanded, "Preach the absolute truth, keeping aside all other activities." This was the defining moment that set the course for his disciples' lifelong mission.